The 1990s was the decade when excavators went from powerful to absolutely unstoppable. Before computers took control, before emission systems slowed machines down, manufacturers were pushing boundaries like never before. Bigger engines, stronger booms, and hydraulic power that made these machines break records across construction sites, mines, and mega projects around the world. Some lifted more than their own weight, some dug deeper than any machine before them, and some became legends because operators swore nothing else could match their raw strength. Today, we're counting down the 10 excavators from the 1990s that were so strong they broke records. The monsters that redefined power and proved what true engineering muscle looks like. Get ready, because these 90s machines didn't just work, they dominated. Number 1. Caterpillar 375. 1992. When Caterpillar introduced the CAT 375 in 1992, the heavy equipment industry was stunned. This wasn't just another excavator. It was a brute force monster built for mining, mega construction, and earth-moving projects that required extreme muscle. At the time of its release, the CAT 375 became one of the largest and most powerful hydraulic excavators in the world, and its breakout force set a new industry benchmark. What separated the 375 from everything else was its unmatched combination of size, power, and durability. The machine's massive structure included extremely thick boom plates, oversized hydraulic cylinders, and an undercarriage built to withstand brutal terrains without buckling. Many operators said running the 375 felt like controlling a mountain with joysticks. Its CAT 3406 diesel engine delivered raw torque that allowed the machine to dig through compacted clay, granite, and tough mining material without slowing down. Contractors loved the 375 because it could complete digging jobs in half the time compared to smaller excavators. Many mega projects of the 1990s, dams, highways, mining expansions, were completed with the help of the 375. It became especially popular in Canadian mines, American quarries, and massive infrastructure projects across Asia. A huge part of its reputation came from its ability to run unbelievably long hours. Miners were famous for pushing 375s for 20-22 hours per day, and the machines rarely broke down. Even today, decades later, there are still CAT 375s working daily, proving their legendary lifespan. It was a machine that didn't just break records, it became a symbol of what 1990s engineering could achieve. Number 2. Komatsu PC400-6. 1995. The Komatsu PC400-6, introduced in the mid-1990s, quickly became one of the most respected excavators of its generation. This machine brought together modern hydraulic intelligence and old-school mechanical toughness in a way no previous model had. What made the PC400-6 so record-breaking was its incredible balance between speed, power, and efficiency. It was not just strong, it was fast, faster than almost every excavator in its size class at that time. Komatsu engineered the PC400-6 with one of the most advanced hydraulic systems of the era. It allowed simultaneous movements with almost zero hydraulic lag, giving operators the ability to dig, swing, and load with impressive fluidity. Many contractors said the PC400-6 could outperform even larger machines simply because it was so quick and responsive. Its breakout force also broke new ground, especially in quarry applications, where the machine became known as a rock-eating beast. The engine, a Komatsu SA6D125, was famous for delivering powerful torque while maintaining much lower fuel consumption compared to competitors. This made the machine extremely popular in Asia, where fuel efficiency mattered just as much as performance. Its undercarriage was another highlight, engineered so well that thousands of PC400-6 units are still working daily in mining and construction. The PC400-6 became a global favorite for earth-moving companies, quarry operators, and road contractors because it was incredibly reliable, easy to maintain, and built from the kind of thick industrial steel modern machines rarely use. Even today, operators swear that the PC400-6 feels stronger than many brand new excavators. It broke records for reliability, for fuel savings, and for pure operating power, making it one of the greatest excavators of the 1990s. Number 3. Hitachi EX700. 1990. The Hitachi EX700 launched at the very beginning of the decade and immediately became a legend in mining and large-scale earthwork projects. It was one of the largest excavators available at the time, and its raw breakout force and digging depth set new industry records. The EX700 proved that Hitachi wasn't just building smooth and reliable excavators, they were building absolute giants capable of moving mountains. This machine was built with an incredibly strong superstructure, designed to endure the harsh and punishing environment of mining pits. The boom and arm of the EX700 were reinforced with thick steel plates, allowing it to withstand constant high-pressure digging. Hitachi used one of their most powerful diesel engines of that era, giving the machine unmatched pulling force. What truly made the EX700 famous, however, was its hydraulic system. Hitachi perfected hydraulic smoothness and speed in the 1990s, and the EX700 showcased those innovations better than any other machine. Operators were shocked at how easily the machine could lift giant rock boulders and scoop massive buckets of material without slowing down. Miners loved the EX700 because it was capable of continuous operation. These machines often ran 20 hours a day for years with minimal downtime thanks to their advanced cooling systems and highly durable components. Many mining projects that demanded rapid output relied heavily on the EX700 to meet deadlines. To this day, the EX700 continues to operate in mining operations around the world. Its performance legacy still influences Hitachi's modern lineup. The machine didn't just break records, it transformed Hitachi's global reputation. Number 4. Volvo EC450, 1997. The Volvo EC450, introduced in 1997, was one of Volvo's biggest statements to the world, a massive technologically advanced excavator that combined brute strength with unmatched operator comfort. Volvo was already respected for its loaders and articulated dump trucks, but the EC450 proved the brand could build giant excavators that dominated job sites. The machine became known for breaking records in lifting capacity and fuel efficiency, outperforming many competitors in its size class. What made the EC450 so remarkable was its hydraulic system, which Volvo engineered with precision. It used advanced load-sensing hydraulics that gave the machine exceptional control, allowing operators to perform delicate tasks while still having enough power to rip through rock-heavy ground. Its D-Series diesel engine was a workhorse, powerful, fuel-efficient, and extremely reliable. The EC450 became highly popular in road building, quarrying, deep foundation work, and large construction projects. The model was especially loved in Europe and North America, where contractors appreciated both power and comfort. Volvo also focused heavily on safety and ergonomics. In the 1990s, many excavators still had basic cabins, but the EC450 introduced improved visibility, adjustable seating, superior insulation, and vibration dampening. This made long working hours far easier on operators, increasing productivity across entire job sites. The EC450 also had one of the strongest undercarriages Volvo ever built. Even today, some units remain in full-time operation, proving the machine's durability. For many contractors, the EC450 became the machine that made Volvo a serious contender in the heavy excavator market. Its record-breaking lifting strength cemented its place among the most powerful giants of the 1990s. Number 5. Kobelco SK400 Mark IV, 1996. The Kobelco SK400 Mark IV is one of the most iconic excavators ever built by the brand, achieving near-legendary status for its strength, smoothness, and reliability. Released in the mid-1990s, the SK400 Mark IV gained a reputation for having one of the smoothest hydraulic systems ever engineered in its time. Operators fell in love with how easily the machine could transition between tasks, digging, lifting, trenching, loading, without losing balance or hydraulic pressure. But the SK400 Mark IV wasn't just smooth, it was incredibly strong. Its breakout force set new records in the 1990s, especially in Asian markets where contractors used it for everything from quarrying to demolition. The machine's engine was another highlight, a fuel-efficient, high-torque powerhouse that handled heavy loads effortlessly. Combined with Kobelco's hydraulic mastery, the SK400 Mark IV became one of the fastest and most powerful excavators of its decade. The machine featured a reinforced boom, thick undercarriage plates, and long-lasting track chains, making it ideal for rocky, uneven, or muddy terrain. Even today, machines that are nearly 30 years old continue to work daily in Sri Lanka, India, Japan, and parts of the Middle East. Many contractors refuse to sell them because they believe no modern excavator matches the Mark IV's blend of toughness and responsiveness. In the world of heavy machinery, operators often say, if you want power, get a big machine. If you want smoothness, get a Kobelco. But if you want both, get the SK400 Mark IV. This excavator didn't just break records, it became a legend of hydraulic perfection in the 1990s. Number 6. Liebherr R 974, 1990. The Liebherr R 904 is one of the most powerful hydraulic excavators ever produced during the 1990s, and it completely redefined what heavy-duty meant for the industry. Released in 1990, the R904 quickly became a mining legend. It was enormous, aggressive, and designed explicitly for extreme workloads, and it set multiple records for production rates and digging power during its early years. Liebherr engineered the R974 with precision German craftsmanship. The boom and arm were some of the strongest steel structures ever placed on an excavator at the time, capable of handling the stress of non-stop mining operations. Its hydraulic cylinders were oversized, giving the machine unbelievable pulling force that allowed it to break rock, rip clay, and lift massive loads with ease. The engine powering the R974 was a robust Liebherr V12 diesel that delivered huge torque at low RPMs, making the machine perfect for heavy ripping work. In harsh mining regions like Australia, Chile, and South Africa, the R974 became known for outperforming similar excavators in fuel efficiency and excavation speed. One of the most impressive things about the R974 was how long it could run. These machines often operated 24 hours a day in mining cycles, and many worked for years before requiring major repairs. Liebherr's cooling systems and durable hydraulic components played a massive role in this longevity. Decades later, the R974 remains a symbol of Liebherr's engineering dominance. Even with modern excavators on the market, many mining operators still say the R974 was one of the toughest machines ever made. It didn't just break records, it shattered expectations for what a 1990s excavator could achieve. Number 7. Hyundai Robex 450 LC, 1998. The Hyundai Robex 450 LC, introduced in the late 1990s, marked a bold leap forward for Hyundai's heavy equipment division. Before this era, Hyundai was known for smaller machines, but the Robex 450 LC proved they could compete in the heavyweight class. This excavator became famous for breaking records in fuel efficiency and hydraulic responsiveness, surprising operators around the world. Hyundai equipped the 450 LC with a powerful Cummins engine that delivered consistent torque while maintaining impressively low fuel consumption. This made the machine extremely attractive for contractors who needed large excavators but wanted to control fuel costs. In the late 1990s, this excavator set new benchmarks by offering big machine power without the fuel-hungry drawbacks of many competitors. The hydraulics were another highlight. The Robex 450 LC featured a highly responsive system that allowed smooth operation even during multifunction tasks like digging and swinging simultaneously. Operators appreciated how easy it was to control the machine, especially in precision work such as slope shaping or trench finishing. The machine was built with a strong reinforced frame and undercarriage, making it durable enough for mining, quarry work, and heavy construction. Over time, the Robex 450 LC earned a reputation as Hyundai's breakthrough excavator, opening doors for the brand in foreign markets. Today, decades later, many units remain in active use across Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. The Robex 450 LC proved that Hyundai could compete with industry giants, and in some performance categories, even beat them. It broke records quietly, but its legacy lives loudly. Number 8. Case CX800, 1999. The Case CX800 was released in 1999 as one of the strongest excavators Case had ever produced. This machine represented the height of 1990s engineering. Massive steel components, powerful engines, and advanced hydraulics blended into one giant that could outperform anything Case had previously built. It broke records in lifting capacity and digging power, becoming a favorite among contractors in the United States and Europe. Case designed the CX800 to compete directly with the largest excavators of the era, and it succeeded brilliantly. The machine had an enormous boom assembly capable of handling extreme forces without cracking or bending. Its long undercarriage offered stability that allowed it to lift heavy pipes, boulders, and structural materials with ease. The CX800 also introduced Case's new generation hydraulic system, which gave the machine faster cycle times than older heavy excavators. Operators appreciated how quickly the machine could dig, load trucks, and swing between movements, making it much more productive on job sites. The engine, a turbocharged high-horsepower diesel, delivered tremendous torque and allowed the machine to work in quarries, mines, and large construction projects without slowing down. Case also focused on operator comfort, giving the CX800 one of the best cabins of its time, quiet, spacious, and surprisingly modern. The CX800 helped Case cement its place in the heavy excavator market. Many units from the late 1990s still operate today, proving their long-lasting reliability. At the time of release, it shattered expectations for how strong a Case excavator could be, and many would say it still hasn't been matched. Number 9. JCB JS460 1998. The JCB JS460, introduced in the late 1990s, quickly became one of the most powerful and reliable excavators JCB ever produced. At a time when the company was rapidly expanding its excavator lineup, the JS460 became the flagship model that showed JCB could compete with global heavyweights like Caterpillar, Komatsu, and Hitachi. The JS460 broke multiple records for lifting capacity, bucket force, and durability. JCB equipped the JS460 with a reliable Cummins turbo diesel engine that delivered exceptional torque, making the machine extremely effective in heavy digging and demolition work. The engine was paired with JCB's advanced hydraulic system, which offered smooth control and impressive cycle speeds. One of the biggest achievements of the JS460 was its reinforced boom and dipper design. JCB used high-strength steel in key stress areas, allowing the machine to handle intense working pressures. In fact, many demolition companies adopted the JS460 because of its ability to withstand long hours of hard, aggressive work without structural fatigue. The undercarriage of the JS460 was equally robust. Built with oversized rollers and thick track plates, the machine could travel through rocky and uneven terrain without excessive wear. JCB also focused heavily on operator comfort, giving the JS460 a large cabin with better visibility, climate control, and reduced vibration. The JS460 became popular in Europe, the Middle East, and Asia, where it tackled massive construction projects, mining operations, and demolition sites. Today, many JS460 units remain in service, confirming their long-term durability. It was one of JCB's strongest excavators ever, a 1990s powerhouse that broke records and expectations. Number 10. O&K RH120C 1994. The O&K RH120C is widely considered one of the most iconic mining excavators ever built, not just in the 1990s but in history. Introduced in 1994, it quickly shattered industry records for bucket size, digging power, and production rate. This machine was so powerful that it is still used today in some of the world's largest mining operations. With a twin-engine setup and hydraulic systems built for extreme force, the RH120C was capable of moving massive amounts of earth and rock faster than nearly any other excavator in its class during that decade. Its enormous bucket could load ultra-class haul trucks in just a few passes, making it a favorite in gold, copper, and coal mines across the globe. The machine's structural design was one of its greatest strengths. O&K engineers used advanced welding techniques and ultra-thick steel plates to ensure the boom and arm could handle continuous heavy-duty digging. The undercarriage was designed to survive harsh mining conditions, including abrasive rock surfaces and high-impact forces. The RH120C's hydraulic efficiency was groundbreaking for its size. Despite its massive power, the machine was surprisingly smooth, giving operators precise control even when handling enormous loads. Its cooling system allowed it to run nearly 24 hours a day, a necessity for mining operations. Even decades after its introduction, the RH120C continues to operate in mines worldwide. Its legacy is so strong that later versions inspired by the RH120C still dominate modern mining fleets. This machine didn't just break records, it set the standard for all future mining excavators. These were the excavators that pushed the limits, machines born in a decade of innovation, built with strength that shocked operators and engineers worldwide. Even today, many of them are still running, still digging, still proving why they became record breakers. Which one of these legendary excavators blew your mind the most? Tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear your favorite 90s machine. If you enjoyed this journey back to the era of pure hydraulic power, hit like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who loves heavy machinery. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep digging, keep building, and keep the legends alive.